mute. Hi, Sarah. Okay, let's do this. I'm just going to put it onto gallery view. We're going to begin standing up today. Today's class, just keep in your awareness our ability to practice inverse PTSD. Sometimes traumas live in our cells and our body holds a memory in the record. And we sometimes feel that we have to work incredibly hard to release that trauma. But when you think about it, many dramatic traumas or things that felt traumatic in your life arrived in almost a moment and then became imprinted within the cellular body. And today, I'd just like you to keep an awareness of how we can also use events, something magnificent and incredible that has the same intensity as our trauma record. We can use it to invert PTSD. And an event that I find should not be overlooked is birth. That we can use birth to empower, to create a sovereignty like nothing else, and to use it as a tool for inverse PTSD, to use it as a tool to release all of that shit and clutter that you don't need anymore, to let it go, and you become a new person, God sovereign free. So come to stand with your feet hips distance apart. And if you need to, you can just shake out the legs and then feel where you're at. If you are working with difficulties in the pelvis, if you are working with issues in the body, if you have old injuries that are rearing their head because pregnancy is creating pressure on them, please be mindful of how you move. Maybe today a deep squat isn't for you. Come down into a half squat instead of a deep squat. It's okay to stay here. So just listen into the body and make adjustments in your practice. Close your eyes, settle into your feet, feel your sense of feet in the earth. You can imagine perhaps that your feet are bathed in light, and that light slowly begins to move in a pillar all the way up your body, protective light to the crown. The breath begins to ease and soothe, becoming deeper and fuller. Welcome, Harshda. The shoulders are now softening and the face is relaxed. You feel sturdy on your legs as you notice, baby, your center of gravity, your whole world now spinning around this growing child. And when we don't resist all the changes that come with that, what a privilege. And the journey is more easeful when we practice non-resistance. And ahimsa. Ahimsa is non-violence. And non-violence can include thoughts of not good enough or anything else about self, releasing that and moving into a deep practice of ahimsa brings us securely into center. Gently placing a hand to heart, hand to baby, make connection. Your consciousness gently enveloping your baby completely and fully, surrounding baby with love. And a deep sense of trust. Let's open the fascial tissues of the body first. Separate the feet a little bit wider. You might choose to turn on your mat as well, because we're going to turn to one side, sweep our opposite arm up and through, spread the fingers, draw the arm back and down, spin to the other way, sweep, reach, extend, draw back and down. Move with assurance and purposefully, feeling into the tissues of the body as you do this, but don't be stiff. Feel fluid, strong, powerful. Reach into the shoulders with the full spin of that arm. And breathe deep, full breaths. Beautiful. Come to center, turn the toes out, bring your hands to just above the knees, and then just spin shoulder over to the opposite side, shoulder over to the opposite side, and find your rhythm and do this several times so that you feel the stretch right from the shoulder and across the back and down, and warm up the spine with these twists. Obviously also warming up the inner thighs as we deepen into our wide quadrats. Beautiful. Take your fingertips to the ground, bring your feet to parallel, walk the fingertips forward, bend the knees, fluff out your tail feathers. It looks like this. Take a deep inhale as you pull your chest forward. Exhale, slowly press into the feet and draw the legs towards straight. Bend the knees, dip the bottom, exhale, pulsate. We'll do this a few more times. This just hydrates all the tissues through the backs of the legs and into the hamstrings as well. That's getting into the inner thighs. A couple more pulsations, just warming up the tissues. Now take it back, walk your palms forward, bow, 3 deep breaths in this wide shape. Walk your palms back, bend the knees slightly, place your hands above the knees and slowly rise. Heel toe your feet together. And then come to stand at the back of your mat. Feet quite wide if you're not already at the back of the mat. Surya Namaskara A, we will take 2 times pregnancy variation. Inhale, sweep your arms high, lift your gaze to the sky as you do so. Exhale, bend your knees slightly, reach your palms forward, touch the earth with the fingers. Inhale, straighten the legs, walk your hands forward, and you're in a downward facing dog. 3 breaths in a down dog. Relax the neck, engage strongly through the backs of the legs, and feel length in the spine. If you cannot achieve length in the spine, keep the knees bent, release the hamstrings, and then lengthen through the spine, dropping the chest slightly. Only when you've encouraged that length through the spine, when you maybe try to straighten the legs again. If the back rounds, then you know that you need to keep the knees slightly bent. Bring the feet a little bit closer together. Gently come down onto hands and knees and move in a fluid way through your cat and cow. Take your time, each movement through the breath, each movement contained within the breath cycle. Beautiful. You can continue with cat and cow or working with a bit of strength now. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, pregnancy chaturanga. Gently bring your heart to kiss the earth. Keep the elbows close to the ribs. Press up powerfully. Everybody, round, drawing baby up towards the spine. Tuck toes, press back, downward facing dog. The down dog is an amazing pose for releasing the round ligaments. So make sure that you're really letting your belly be soft and the breath move clearly through the abdomen. Walk your palms back towards your feet. Press your hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold slightly if you can. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, rise. Exhale, arms by your side, take a steady breath, relax your shoulders. Surya Namaskar A, once again. Inhale, sweep your palms high, lift your gaze to the sky. Exhale, you might choose to bend your knees, bring your belly forward, palms touch the earth. Straighten the legs, walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, focus on your exhale breaths, longer on the exhale breath. Cat and cow as you gently come onto hands and knees. Again, feel fluidity of movement through spine. No tension in the body, just allowance. Beautiful. As you lift your gaze, you might now choose on your exhale breath to bring your chest to touch the earth between your thumbs and then press up strongly. Again, round the spine, downward facing dog. Relax your neck. Bring your thumbs to touch in the middle of the mat and walk your feet forward either side of the middle fingers. If you're staying high in your squats today because of a lot of pelvic activity, then stay high. If you can come on down into a comfortable squat, then do so. Elbows to the inside of the knees, palms pressing securely by the chest. Feel length. The tail deepens, the crown reaches to the sky, and you almost want to feel like a cobra actioning the heart forward by lifting and drawing up through the front body and pressing the chest forward slightly. Active arms with the pressure of palm to palm, knees squeezing to the inside of, elbows squeezing to the inside of the knees. With the strength of the legs, interlace your palms, flip the interlace up and rise, heel toe the feet to parallel them, hips distance, and exhale, arms down by your side, steady breaths. Now at the front of the mat. Beautiful. Working with a bit of balance, keep the integrity of the pelvis. So as you shift your weight to your left foot, pick your right knee up and hold it. Make sure that the hips are still square and level and you're not sinking down into that left hip. Active left leg. Reach your left arm high, pause. Bend the left knee, release the right knee and swing your right leg around all the way to the left side. Roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Interlace your palms, sweep the interlace to the sky. Inhale, grow into the length. Exhale, side bend to the left. Open the right side body. Gaze down past your left armpit. Squeeze the fingers together and draw the legs through that right side. Bring the spine to neutral, press up onto the ball of the right foot. With control, pick the right knee back up, hold the knee, pause. Soften the left leg. Gently float the right leg back, open your arms for ballast, hold. Bring that right foot down to ground, warrior one foundation. Phoenix wings to flight. Inhale, sweep, spread the fingers. Draw the arms back and down. 2 more flights. Big breath.
Move these to the side.
Just mute. Beautiful. And then reach both palms high and hold. Gently float your arms back and down towards the ground and softly land your right knee to earth and rock your lunge backwards and forwards. If you have pubic symphysis pain, you can stay quite high and just take very little rocking movements while squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. If you're not struggling with pubic symphysis pain, these movements can be fluid, deep, and big. Beautiful. Let's deepen down into the hips now for a moment. Tuck your right toes under. Pick your right knee up and spin the right foot to the ground 90 degrees. Heel toe your left foot, align it with the right arch. Bring your left forearm to your thigh. Sweep your right arm in 3 big circles once again. Find fullness of shapes. And after your third pass, half bind the right arm behind you, keep deep in the left knee, spin the right shoulder open, and drape your head over your left shoulder. Find space from the ribs to the top of the uterus. So instead of curling forward and dropping the ribs into the top of the uterus, find space by lifting the chest and the front body. Reach your left arm forward, inhale, rise, and take it back into reverse warrior. 3 breaths in your reverse warrior, strong foundation through the feet. Reach both palms high, humble variation pregnancy style. Graze the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee, place both palms on the ground, keep the left knee bent for the moment, and just drop the hips slightly as you engage into the outer rim of the right foot. Try not to slump into the joints, so feel as though you're pushing into the feet and pulling the feet away from each other whilst you engage into that left thigh. Relax your head, legs are strong. Gently begin to straighten your left leg and see if you can shift the weight of the hips slightly towards the left side to increase your stretch. It should be a goodie. If you need to keep your left knee slightly bent, that's okay. Look to the front of the mat. Heel toe your left foot slightly to the left side. Spin onto the ball of the right foot. And then step the right foot forward. Rotate the toes out. Deep squat or half squat, your choice. 3 breaths. Front of the mat. Interlace your palms. Inhale, flip the interlace up, rise. Heel toe your feet to parallel. And exhale, arms down by your side. Soften the shoulders. Maybe even close your eyes and drop into the midline. Find steadiness. Sthiti is steadiness. And gently shift the weight to the right leg. Pick your left knee up. Avoid baby. So the left knee might need to rotate out slightly. Engage through the right leg. Then reach your right arm high up to the sky. Find balance. Feel poise. Bend your right knee. Slowly swing your left leg around in a semicircle behind you. Rotate onto the outer edge of the left foot. The thighs scissor. Interlace your palms, sweep the interlace to the sky. Grow the legs first, side bend to the right. Stretch out the left tissues of the body. Coming to neutral spine, press up onto the ball of the left foot. Carefully bring that left knee back and find balance once again. This is a pregnancy variation of Uttita Hasta Mustasana, which is your standing big toe pose. Once again, soften the right knee, float the left leg back whilst you take your arms back and pause in the suspension. Gently release the left foot down to ground. You're in a warrior 2 foundation, warrior 1 foundation. Check the foundation. Sweep your arms, phoenix wings to flight. Expansive breaths, expansive movement. And definitely try and tease out tension in the back body by squeezing the shoulder blades together as you wing the arms back and down. After the 3rd pass, reach your palms high, pause in a strong warrior. Bringing your attention to what may have caused trauma, stress, imbalance in the body, whether that be from many years ago or recent. Setting intention to move it out and through. Gently bring the fingertips down to the ground and softly land your left knee. Shifting your weight backwards and forwards into the rocking lunges. Beautiful. Deepen into the lunge for a moment. We'll set our foundation for warrior 2 now. Tuck your left toes under, pick your left knee up, spin the heel to the ground. Heel toe the right foot so that it is aligned with the left. Bring your right forearm to your thigh. Make sure that your butt isn't slipping back. You can roll the inner thigh of the right leg forward, and this will stabilize the pelvis. 3 sweeps of the left arm in wide halos. Exploring full breaths. And taking that left arm back into a half bind, please. Roll the shoulder open, gently drape your head over your right shoulder. Feel the neck stretch. Keep the breath even, legs strong. Try not to fold the body forward. Bring the body so that it's aligned with the right thigh. Reach the right palm forward, take a deep inhale. Exhale, reverse the warrior as you extend and reach. Reach both palms to the sky. Take a deep breath as you elongate the body. And on your exhale, humble. Turn to gaze past the left corner of your mat. Reach your arms forward. Graze your right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Press the palms into the ground. Keep a strong bent right leg for the moment. Explore a release through the rib cage and also head, relaxed neck. Slowly walk your hands back, one hand space, straighten the right leg and explore the deep hamstring stretch. Your body is still off slightly to the inside of the right leg onto the diagonal, but you're really bringing length into the leg and maybe even a slight external tilt of the hips towards the right. Lift the gaze, walk the hands to the front of the mat, heel toe the right foot out to the right side, step the left foot to the front of the mat, and deepen into your squat. 3 breaths, squat, half squat or full squat, entirely up to you. Beautiful. Fingertips come to the ground, lift the hips, spin the feet to parallel, and then carefully step one foot back, followed by the other, and you're in downward facing dog. Gently come onto hands and knees, cat and cow, falling into fluid movement, pulsations through breath. Just imagining that if you are in labor, you're keeping your body soft and receptive. You're allowing intensity of surges to build and move through you, not holding on to anything. The surges are there to move through you in order to bring baby down, who then moves through you too. Come to neutral spine, step your left foot forward, straighten the left leg and slide the heel forward. Walk your hands forward and deepen just to the inside of that left leg for a good hamstring stretch. This is a half splits Ardha Hanumanasana. Try to soften the shoulders, neckline, jaw. Beautiful. Walk your hands back. Spin your right foot over the left edge, long edge of the mat. So just spin your right foot to behind you. Slide your left heel forward a little bit more. Widen your palms into a wide V shape. And then gently drop the chest and relax your neck. This will bring the stretch into the inner hamstring more. It can be quite a pleasant stretch because you might be getting into the lower back, particularly on that right side, as well as really opening up through the hamstrings. Beautiful. Please walk your palms back. You can spin your right foot back again, and then heel toe your left foot out to the left side and rock and circle as you stir the pot, really getting into that left hip. Again, fluid movement. These movements echoed in early labor to help bring baby down. Beautiful. Deepen down to that left side for some moments, just listening to the pelvis. Feel your way into that right hip. Notice what's there. They say we hold a lot of ancestral history in the hips. So our job to clear the way. Place both hands back onto the mat. Bring your feet together. Onto your knees, tuck your toes, walk your hands back and sit down on your heels with toes tucked under. Hands to the thighs, soften the shoulders, close your eyes and relax into any intensity that begins to arise. This is a very important practice for labor. Relax into intensity. Bring your palms together. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the gaze. Exhale, open twist to the left. Inhale, reach your palms high. Exhale, sit back onto the heels, really conditioning the arches. Inhale, rise. Open twist to the right. Inhale, reach both palms high. Exhale, 3 more breaths. Sitting on the heels, softening the shoulders, and listening to the story your feet are telling you. If it's agony, you might need to walk barefoot a little bit more. Feel your way onto the grass, earthing into the electromagnetic field of the earth. Inhale, reach both palms high. Exhale, place your hands to the ground. Strong practitioners, you are welcome to unflip the feet, stay on the tops of the feet, scoot baby into the spine and lift the knees. That's like ballerina toes. For those of you who cannot manage ballerina toes, You'll keep the toes tucked under and then lift the knees into a traditional dog. If you're still on the tops of your toes, gently unravel, now stepping the feet onto the ground. That is for practitioners who have practiced with me outside of just pregnancy yoga. Beautiful. Gently come on down onto the knees. Once again, fluid cat and cow flow inside your breath. If you're feeling any winds of tension inside your brain or your body or your jaw in these fluid movements, really focus on letting that tension unwind. You don't have to hold it. Neutral spine now. Step your right foot forward. Heel toe your right foot to the front of the mat. Flex your right foot. We're in a half splits once again. Walk your palms forward, baby on the inside of your right leg and bow. Again, soften the jaw, soften the shoulders. Be with any intensity that arises, but soften your mind around intensity. Let it be, accept it. Don't move away from it, don't push it away. Be in the pools of intensity with a relaxed mind state. We've been conditioned and taught to move out and away of discomfort. And that's not an effective strategy for birth. Beautiful. Walk your hands back slightly. See if you can just spin your left foot over to the right side, long edge of the mat. You might need to slide your right heel a bit further away. Walk your right palm down the inner line of the right leg. Spread the left palm out in a wide V shape. And once again, take a bow. Let the exhale relax the body. Let the inhale fill you. Walk your palms back. Heel toe the right foot back and then walk it off the mat as you spin the left foot back onto the mat. Your right foot is now out to the side and stir the pot. These movements are any direction, rocking backwards and forwards, big exaggerated hip roll. Just noticing what needs to be released. And consciously saying goodbye to something that might have been sitting in the body and bothering you like a grain of sand in your shoe that keeps on bothering until you consciously stop, take the shoe off, take the little stone out and throw it away. We can do that with some patterns of trauma when we become conscious about it. Deepen into the side lunge for a few moments, just slipping the hip over to the right. And then gently coming back onto all fours, bring the knees closer together, tuck your toes under, walk your hands back and settle on the heels. I know this isn't comfortable for some. It does get easier as you practice this. Very important for keeping arches strong in pregnancy. You might choose to close your eyes as you soften the shoulders and torso. Just another breath before we find movement again. Bring your palms together. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open twist to the right. Inhale, Anjali Mudra above the head. Exhale, sit down on your heels. Feel. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open twist to the left. Inhale, reach prayer above head. Exhale, sit down on the heels and take 3 breaths. Again, seeing what you can allow, settling into the softening, even as the body speaks through intensity. Inhale, reach your palms high. Exhale, place your hands firmly to ground, fingers spread. Option, keep the toes tucked under or press onto the tops of the feet, scoop baby, down dog, either ballerina toes or not. Step out the toes once you stretch out the tops of the feet and you're back in your downward facing dog for those of you who practice tops of the feet. Beautiful. Lift your gaze. Step your left foot to where your left palm is. Rotate your right heel inwards slightly. And simply rise, sweeping your arms high. Practicing a little bit of balance here. Right arm underneath the left, wrap and twist. Lift your elbows off your chest. Prep for Garudasana, Eagle. Take a moment here as you align to the midline. Press up onto the ball of the right foot. Kick your right knee up. Wrap it over the left thigh. Options. Right big toe to the ground. Or wrap the right foot behind and sit down deeper. Lift the elbows. Bear with me for a moment as you settle in. And 2 more breaths. Open your arms wide, feel the space. Pick your right leg up, step it back, spin on your feet. Options. You can interlace your hands behind you, look at your feet and make sure they're parallel to each other, or you can reach your palms forward for your forward fold. Lift up through the front body first, deep breath in, and on your exhale, fold. Either palms to the ground or spin your arms through the gates of the shoulders as you relax your neck and take your breath forward. If you have an interlace of the palms, release the hands to the ground. Lift the gaze. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Step your left foot back. And gently come onto the knees. This time, unflip the toes and sit down Japanese style on the heels. We will pump the lymphatics quite strongly through the body whilst also giving the spine fresh energy, getting the cerebrospinal fluid to really swirl through the spinal column. Inhale, reach both arms forward. Spread your wings as you bring the elbows out, and then either hold opposite elbows behind you or slide your fingertips up and bring your hands into reverse prayer. It might work today, it might not. You have the option of holding opposite elbows. Try and get the knife edge of the fingertips up the spine a little bit more if you are using reverse prayer variation. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, curl around baby, gently bow your head. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin, lift the gaze. Exhale, it's a soft curl forward. Now this time, on your inhale, lift your hips, lift your heart, open the front line of the body. Exhale, hips down. And 2 more times. Inhale, lift the hips, open the chest, lift the front body. Exhale, hips back and down. Once more. Inhale, lift, hold here. Some of you will stay neutral. Some of you will squeeze the inner thighs, lift the pubic arch, lift up through the front of the sternum, keep chin to chest, and explore a very gentle back bend. Listen to the hips. Slowly bring the hips back down to heels. Release the prayer, interlace your palms and flip the interlace up to the sky to stretch out the wrists. Another breath as you stretch the side body as well. Swing the arms around. Both hands come to ground. Downward facing dog. Tap toes round the spine. Press back down. 3 breaths. Focus on the exhale breath. Lift your gaze, step your right foot to the front of the mat, warrior 1 foundation. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left arm underneath the right, wrap and twist, trying to bring your palms together. Lift the elbows. Press up onto the ball of the left foot. Slowly bring the left knee up, wrap it around the right leg, big toe to the ground, or wrap completely, toes behind the right calf, and then sink a little bit deeper. Squeeze the elbows together. Open your arms wide. Pick your left knee up, step the foot back. Immediately swivel on the toes, rotating the toes outwards, wide goddess. When I speak of inverse PTSD, sometimes we have to go through the fire to release. Feel into your strength here, Kali and Kali's breath, tapping into that wild, powerful, transformative energy of the goddess Kali, the destroyer and the rebirther. Interlace your palms, release the index fingers. Inhale, reach the palms high. Exhale, Kali's breath, hands to the thighs and out of the mouth. She's fierce. Interlace the palms. Kali's mudra, reach it to the sky. Exhale, deeper in the hips, hands to the inside of the thighs. Kali's breath. Inhale, reach the palms high. Exhale, Kali. Inhale one more time. Exhale, release it all. Place both hands to the front of the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Step your feet a little closer together. Gently bring the knees to the ground. Sit down on the heels. Hands to the thighs. Close your eyes and feel. Wait another moment. There we go. Okay, I'm back. So is everybody else. Sitting on the heels. Reach both palms high. Inhale, exhale, onto all fours. Cat and cow. Maybe this time you'll roll out the hips in your swirling cat and cows. Shoulders come along for the ride, ribs as well. Feel into the lower back. Change direction whenever it feels good for you. Slide your left shin forward, right leg back, and you're in a pigeon. You might choose to pulse this pigeon by tucking the right toes under, lift the knee, and just pulse the hips backwards and forwards, really rolling that left hip down, and then pulse forward, roll it back and down. And now finally release the right thigh. You might choose your sleeping pigeon and softening the shoulders. Maybe today you want the quad stretch. If you're working the quad stretch, the quads, we hold a lot of emotional tension as women. So if you're going to work the quad stretch today, reach for the right foot, bring the heel in, and then push against your hand and press the foot back. Bring it in and pulsate back. Only if the knee is comfortable. We'll do that 2 more times, and this just removes that emotional clutter in the quads. And then find a breath or two in your deepest variation. Before releasing it, joining our friends that are already in the sleeping pigeon for another 3 or 4 breaths. Relax your shoulders, jaw, soften. Press palms to ground, rise. Shift your weight onto your left thigh. Slide your left heel forward so that the heel, knee, and hip is perpendicular. So you're opening that left foot up. Swing the right leg around, catch the right foot, and bring the right foot on top of your left knee. Shin should be on top of shin. So make sure that your left heel isn't sliding towards the right glute, but the left heel disappears underneath the right knee. Now, don't look to me for the perfection of this shape. My hips get stuck here. But for some of you, you'll have shin almost on shin. So Sarah, I can see that you've got space to move forward. Ashleigh, you can also move forward a little bit. But some of us will stay quite high, particularly if you look like me with this right knee almost by your ear. So if you can take it into a bit of a forward fold, still having a bit of space for baby, then do so. If that seems like an impossibility, then don't go there. Ira, you've still got lots of space. Baby's not so big yet, so you can take it into your depths. I think Erica and I will happily sit just where we are. Feeling into that intensity in the hips. Easeful, soothing breaths. Another 2 to 3 deep breaths. So Maxine, this is another one that is really good for releasing the lower back and the hips where you feel that weird pinching tension. This is a goodie. Gently lift the gaze. Pick your right ankle up and slide the right leg long. Tuck the left foot strongly into the inner right thigh for Paravrita Janu Shishasana. Flex the right foot. Place your right forearm onto your right leg. Open the left ribs. You might want to use your hand to guide the ribs open. And then reaching that left arm up and overhead. You can soften the neck and just focus on the stretch through the left side body. Gently rise towards center, place both hands on the ground behind you. Close your eyes and notice. Beautiful. We're now going to bend the right knee and lengthen the left leg out behind you for pigeon. Pigeon on the right side, the right shin crosses over the midline of the body. If you're using pulsation, tuck the left toes under. Remember to roll the right hip and even try and touch the glute to the ground as you take it back. Pulse forward, roll back. A couple more times. If you're using movement to release the quads, you're going to flip your left foot up, catch it. Inhale, pull the heel towards you. Exhale, push the foot into the palm. Inhale, couple of pulses. Might happen for you today, might not. If it feels like that'll just be nauseating and revolting, then don't do it. And then pause a moment in your deepest expression. Before meeting our friends in our sleeping pigeon. Gently arise, roll onto the right hip, slide the right heel forward, perpendicular heel, knee, hip. Swing that left leg forward, bring the left foot onto the right knee. Square up a bit, see that shin is on top of shin. And then those of you that can move into a forward lean, please do so. If you're good where you are, drop into the meditation of the breath here. Gently lift the gaze. Pick your left leg up and slide the leg long. Bring your right foot into the inner left thigh. See that you feel your seat firmly into the ground. Engage the left leg, slide your arm down the left leg. Open the right ribs and then reach your right arm up, spreading the fingers as you reach to the end points of the fingertips to really deepen into that side body stretch. Gently rise. Palms come to the ground behind you. Close your eyes and take a moment. Finding now Shavasana. So coming into your relaxation pose where we'll do just a short meditation and retouch on what I spoke about at the beginning of the class with inverse PTSD, because some of you missed that coming into the class slightly late. So please gather up your props, lie down on the bed, couch, mat, however you feel comfortable, please. And as you relax into your body and soften your shoulders, begin to feel your breath in and out. Relaxing your jaw and shoulders particularly. Feel the gentle condensing and rising of the in-breath, condensing of the exhale breath. And with honesty and clarity, begin to drop into your body. And as you explore the body, become aware of the trauma patterning that we carry. Could be deep, could be very aware of it as it's high up in the surface. Or maybe there's just a patterning of frustration or anger towards a certain thing or person that keeps on coming up. And you've worked with it, but it keeps coming back. That is old trauma patterning. And just becoming aware and dropping into that understanding that trauma lives in the body because it is somatic. And our bodies keep score. And so the only way to move past this stuff, all of this past trauma, maybe it's even involved in previous births, is to invite an experience of inverse PTSD, an experience that is equally profound and impacting, but it is the inverse of trauma, the opposite of trauma. Instead of being horrific, it is beatific. It is radiance. It awakens and unleashes our free, wild God self that is inside of us. It is an experience of such radiance that is within the body, within the heart, that it becomes immensely reconstructing on the deepest level, a reconsolidation, because through a single experience of such radiance and beauty, we can be refreshed, renewed, and reborn. And birth is this opportunity. If you bring awareness and intention into this experience. And this is what is meant by ecstatic birth. It doesn't mean it is easy, but the experience can be used to reset your system, to release old patterning so that you are made anew by the experience. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Use it with the full light of awareness to come out to the other side, to awaken to the depths of your glorious self, and to reach into your power, your deepest dreams, your sovereignty, your ability to transmute pain and trauma by using your birth as a tool for inverse PTSD. We are whole, we are beautiful, we are light beings. We walk into a new world with these children because we are the creators of a new earth. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me today. So much love to you all.